What's up? Welcome back to another video, you lovely souls. How y'all doing today? Let me know how you feeling, because remember, feeling good is your highest priority. Say, I got a really good video for you guys today. Should I say really great video for you guys today? Starve the ego and feed the soul, my friends. The ego is the false self, edging goodness out, edging God out. And it keeps you from actually experiencing life the way you came here to experience it, and outside of a box. It keeps you from accessing the depths of your soul, and it blocks it off. We got to remember, my friends, the world is bigger than us. There is so much more for you to explore within yourself, but the ego tries to keep you in a box. Stay tuned to the end of this video, my friends. I'm going to give out some descriptions of this, what this is, and then I'm going to talk about the what's the ego and then the soul. And I'm going to give you like this connection of the opposites, so you can be very, very aware of this. Come back and watch this video again if you have to. Write down, take notes, so you can be aware of this, because it's a really easy thing to live in, and many people live here. We've all lived here. Many people are still struggling with certain areas of the ego, not knowing how to get out of it. So that's why this video is very much important for me to make. And then stay tuned to the very end. I will give you 5 things that you can utilize into your life that will help you starve the ego and feed the soul. So stay tuned, my friend, because it's going up in here. You heard? Before I jump into it, I want to tell you, great things are really headed your way. It is a great time to be alive, baby. So be so grateful that you are here having this human experience, that you are of this world and not in this world. Be grateful to be here, to experience everything that comes your way in your life, because it is a wonderful time to be alive. But it feels better when you feel alive. So feel alive, baby. Real talk. And remember, belief is the most powerful force on this planet. So always make sure your beliefs are supporting you. Okay? Let's jump into it. Let's starve that ego. You feel me? Starve it. Starve it. Starve the ego and feed the soul. Practice doing this and applying this into your life, because you came here to explore so much more than being in a box. Let's talk about a little bit what this ego is. Starve the ego, feed your soul. It means to let go of the external. Allow yourself to thrive from the inside, my friends. Because the ego is greedy. It will tell you, this is what it likes to do. Throat chakra, excuse me, guys. You heard? Guys and girls. You feel me? Spiritual beings, shall I say. My throat chakra is being touched. You feel me? Okay. So look, it doesn't want you to thrive from the inside. So the ego is greedy, and it will tell you that no matter what you do, no matter what you have, you will always need more. Like I say, let me give you an example. If you're somebody that's on YouTube, you making videos, if you do it for views, subscriber counts, every time you reach another number of a subscriber count that say you manifested, you're gonna want more. And if this is the only reason why you do it, you're never going to be happy, because it's always gonna want more. And that's because that's something that's connected into the ego. You always gotta know why you're doing what you're doing. And it's the same thing with money. You don't want to do things for money either. There's reasons for this, deep, deep reasons that many of you may know already. Why you don't want to do this, because these things are tied to the ego. Remember, everything is energy. So everything that you're doing, and when you're doing what you're loving, your aura will become a magnet, like a magnet to blessings. Yes, everything you do is just like the money. All the other things just come with it. You feel me? But the ego, when you're trapped into the ego, I'm not saying trapped, but when you're living through the ego, it's always going to be like you want more, you need more, which you can already tell just by listening to those words. You'll never be happy. You see that certain things don't matter the way the ego tries to present it to you. So that's one thing it does big time. So choose to starve it. Let it grow very weak and weaker to the point that your soul becomes the focus and your strength. Inner peace can then exist. And it will exist. Inner peace can exist regardless of what is going on around you. This is real talk. Regardless of how others treat you, inner peace can exist. Starve the ego. Make it weak. Starve the ego and make it weak so you can focus on your soul. That's who you really are. You are no longer dependent upon others or material things to make you happy and bring you peace or acceptance, because you have strengthened that on your own. And this is what happens whenever you starve the ego. The ego wants material things. The ego wants you to have material things and other people to make you happy. Like, it wants you to be dependent upon that things externally outside of you to make you happy. But when you tune into the soul, when you focus on the soul, the exact opposite will happen. Everything in this video, you'll notice the exact opposite. You'll start to have this inner strength and this peace and this happiness and this acceptance of yourself and your life. When you start to focus on your soul, and it's the opposite whenever you are, focusing or living through the ego, shall I say. So you'll notice a lot of opposites here. That's what be going on. That's what I be saying. The ego loves to be concerned with material values and ordinary life. It loves material values and ordinary life rather than the spiritual existence. And in the end, this has no value. No real value, no real purpose, or even significant at all. It's just self-serving and only cares on itself, like all about themselves. You ever met someone who it's all about them and that's it? Like, they don't care about nobody. They don't care if they harm other people. They don't care if they sell stuff to other people that harm them. Any of that, it doesn't matter. They only care about themselves and themselves only. You met people like that? That's people who are in their ego, because that's what the ego wants, self-serving, just only you, and you don't care about nobody. It's only interested in itself, and that's it. Nothing and nobody else. Just itself. What can I get? What do I get out of this? How does this work for me? I ain't worried about nobody else, but I'm talking just only about me in that type of format. And negative things with the ego will include anger and bitterness, very defensiveness, stubbornness, selfishness. And I want to speak on selfishness for a minute. I'm talking about real live selfishness. You see, on our journey and our path, we will have to be selfish with our energies at a point in time. So we got to make sure that our cups are filled within us. We got to take care of us, self-care, self-love, fill up our cups before we can just give out to others. And this is something that we should, I encourage, do in our lives, because we've already known and experienced that when we do not do this, we give out to others from empty cups. It messes us up. It drains us. So yes, there's a time in our lives and our journeys when we should be selfish and put ourselves first before anybody, because if you do not take care of yourself, you cannot take care of anyone else. You got to be at your best ability. You feel me? You got to be feeling good, baby, because how you feeling matters. But the ego, that's what I mean. It's more like a selfish when it goes to more like this, only interested in self and self only, in that type of format. You know what I mean? Real selfish people, So that I did want to make sure I did bring that out there like that, because we should, and I encourage you, be selfish on our journeys and look after us and take care of ourselves before we're able to then help others. You feel me? That's what I mean. It also includes like pain, resentment, lust, focusing on such things. It may bring a sense of relief. It may bring a sense of empowerment. It may even bring a sense of like control, and you may feel calm. But ultimately, it starves out your soul. Those things, those sense of feeling, these relief, empowerment, control, and calmness that you'll feel living through the ego is not a place to live. And many people live through the ego. There's even a spiritual ego. And that's why a lot of people may be drawn to what these people speak about, because it makes you feel these things that I just mentioned right now. You feel better maybe than you did at first, so you think that this is helping you, but it's only helping grow your ego. So I want to give you some signs right now with the ego and the soul to know the difference as well, because this is very powerful and profound, because this is where we've all lived through for so long, and it blocks off our soul. It keeps us in this little box, and we never it doesn't care about nothing but ordinary basic life. It doesn't care about spiritual existence, which is who we are, spiritual beings having a human experience. It only cares about the things that I'm mentioning right here today. Okay. So it's not worth starving out your soul, because your soul is that inner guidance who will lead you to everything that you came here to experience, everything that's in your heart that you desire, the things that you want, the life that you came here to experience and co-create. Your soul will guide you every step of the way. This is why the ego wants to keep you there instead. It also loves to be perfect, because it wants you to think that everything you do, you can never do it right. It wants to it makes you feel that way. And it also will try to make you make perfectionism kick in, so that every time you try to do something, it raises up the bar. And if you're trying to do it, if you're trying to be perfect, and every time you try to do it, it's going to raise the bar. It's never going to be good enough for you. It's never going to be good enough for you, and it's going to create resistance and procrastination in your life to make you drift far, far away from what it is you are working toward or wanted to go toward. And that's what it does. Okay. So I'm going to give you some signs of the ego and the souls right now. Okay, the ego is what we call the false self. The soul is the true self, the genuine self. Ego is in turn me. The soul is we. The ego is separation. You can see a lot of this going on in the planet. Just pay attention to what I'm saying to you today. You feel me? You've seen a lot of this in people and in the world, and maybe you even lived there before, because I know I did. Separation is the ego, and oneness is the soul. Pride is the ego, and love is the soul. These are the opposites. Jealousy is the ego, and trusting is the soul. Anger is the ego. Happiness is the soul. Power, one that power externally, is the ego. And humble is the soul. Materialism is the ego. And the soul is spiritual. Insanity, ego. Wisdom, soul. War with yourself and things like that nature. War is the ego, and peace is your soul. The ego is indifference. Your soul is compassion. Your ego, the ego, I'm not going to just say yo ego, you feel me? The ego is resentment. The soul is forgiveness. The ego is complaint. The soul is gratefulness. The ego is blame. The soul is understanding. You feel me? We can make a song up right here. You feel me? The ego is in denial. Denial. And the soul is acceptance. Acceptance. You feel me? The ego is resistance. And the soul is flexibility. The ego is complex. And the soul is simple and easy. You see, the ego is focused on goal focus. The soul is embracing the journey. Yes, set your intentions, create what the life you want to live, create for yourself and live, And yes, write it all out, have your big, have fun with it and get ready to envision it and all that. Then you step on the path and you embrace the journey. And when you do that, you'll notice the ego loves to try to make you go do other things on the list that really are not in that in the flow of where you are right now. It's not time for that. There will be a time to do whatever you got to do next. If you follow the flow, you'll always be exactly where you need to be. And there will be things that just work out for you. Like, for instance, one day the ego was trying to get me to go do something else in one of my other businesses, but my soul was telling me just to flow. And I kept following the flow. Then one day, after one of my sessions, boom, I got this deep download to whatever that the ego was trying to get me to go do prior to early in the week that I did not listen to. I started getting these deep downloads, and right in that moment, that was the time for me to go to what I was supposed to go to in that timing. that the ego was trying to get me to go to earlier, just trying to distract me from what I was doing to get me out the flow. So then I went to go do, by following the flow, what I needed to go do, and boom, all those downloads, all those messages, like I'm writing down everything I created, whatever I need to create, like that. That's why it's very important to move with the energy, and that's what I mean by simple. The energy will always guide you, and you will always be exactly where you need to do. It's like it just flows through you, and it's more powerful that way. This is why we have to learn how to live as we keep following our paths. So that's what I did want to express that. The ego is more about doing. The soul is more about just being. One of the most challenging things for us humans on this planet is just be. Just be. I want you to comment that down below. Just be. It's okay just to be. The ego want to do. You feel me? The soul wants you just to be. The ego is inferior, superior, above everybody else. And the soul is, we all are one. The ego is all about keeping you in the past or in the future. And the soul is saying, in the now. This is the difference. And you can deeply see the difference and how this is so profound for us all to be starving our ego and focusing on our soul and allowing our soul to come through, to lead us, to guide us every step of the way. 5 steps to starve your ego. Number 1, connect with the whole universe. Go outside, watch the flowers bloom, touch the trees, walk on bare feet in the sand, in the grass, the animals. Connect in with the oneness of everything that you are. Connect in with the oneness of the universe. Number 2, be grateful for everything that you have. Is so powerful, and man, it has changed me so much to be grateful for everything in your life. Everything you got right now, I encourage you to be grateful for it. The people that love you in your life that you do have, I want you to be grateful for. You feel like you don't have those people, I want you to be grateful for you loving you. Be grateful for everything that you have right now in your life. Number 3, embrace change. Change is very constant. When you are here on this planet as a spiritual being having a human experience, change is always constant. And in order to keep moving with the universe, in order to keep changing and leveling up, you gotta embrace change. So that's another one. Embrace change. And then another one I have is number 4, live with compassion in your heart. Live with that compassion in your heart. And number 5, live in the now. Stay present, my friends, because there's magic happening all around you. Starve the ego and feed your soul, my friend, because this world is bigger than us. And there's so much more that you came here to explore in the depths of your soul and your world within. I love you guys. I hope this video was very helpful for you. Again, I would definitely advise you really come back or take some notes on what the ego is and what the soul is so you can utilize and work on this in your own lives. Starve that ego and feed that soul, baby, so you can tap in deeply to the depths of your soul, who's waiting to guide you, who's waiting to lead you, work with you every step of the way. And I want to tell you, you're never ever alone. There's always angels and guides, all they're around you. But your angels cannot connect with you unless you call upon them. So feel free to call upon them if you need guidance, support, help, if you need to release something. You're never alone. I love you guys. Real talk, okay? Y'all already know this. We just on here spread awareness, love, and light. So if you're watching my videos, finding messages here, consider tapping into the full awareness, love, and light by smashing that subscribe button and that bell, baby, so you get all the newest videos that I drop and join the Pure Clarity Mindset family. Because on this channel, we getting our mind right and be ready to open up to the realness, because we on here keeping it real. We keeping it 100, baby. You feel me? And we here spreading awareness, love, and light, and being there for each other the best that we can. I am grateful for such a lovely community. If you like this video, hit that like button. If it resonates with you, hit that like button, baby, so we can get this video out to more lovely souls like yourself who are looking for this message. I greatly appreciate you all. Thank you for sharing your valuable time here with me today. I hope this video was helpful for you. Until next time, peace. Come back to see me though.